Okay, now our sauce is ready. The cheese melted. The sauce is nice and thick. And you can see the consistency that you should have. And what I'll do is, I'll just pour this sauce over the peppers. Put in enough so that they'll bake nicely. Okay, and then I take it, put it right in the oven. 350 degrees. And what I'm going to do in the meantime, while that's baking, is I'm going to take this tofu that we talked about. Now this is a whole separate dish. These don't, I'm cooking them in one show, but they don't necessarily have to be served together. Okay? Just doing this. Okay, here's your tofu. Firm tofu, that's what I like. Okay, I cut it into slices, 1/4 inch thick, about that. Okay, and then I'm going to make a spice blend. I have black pepper, a little bit of black pepper, okay, thyme, basil, oregano, and this becomes my Cajun seasoning. So I make up that spice blend, and then I dip the tofu pieces, get a little bit of the herbs on there, set them into this baking dish. Okay, so this will give this first step is the Cajun step, and then we go from there to the not really, it's not exactly Thai food, but it's more or less Thai inspired. Okay, the flavors are actually, it works really well. I was surprised when I did this. I was, you know, a lot of times you have a concept and it doesn't necessarily work, but this one does. Okay, so now what I want to do is get these sautéed nicely, blackened. So I'll bring these over to my stove here. Okay. And I have a hot skillet. Pretty hot. Yeah, I like these cast iron skillets, they work well. I'm using a little bit of oil. Okay. You can see that that is quite hot. Actually, it's smoking. It should be smoking. Okay. And what I do is I take the tofu and I lay the pieces into the skillet. Okay, it's going to cook fast, and it's going to create the blackening effect that you get with the Cajun food. They used to do the blackened redfish. Something that you should note is that when you lay down a slice of tofu, or anything, when you're putting it in hot oil, lay it down away from you. If the oil splashes, it'll splash away and not toward you. This is important. Okay, so a couple of minutes, doesn't take too long, and you get these pieces. They come on. They're starting to brown already. One thing with tofu, the longer you cook it, the firmer it will get. So you can make these slices of tofu very almost chewy by having longer cooking time, or you can keep them softer and more well, tender with a shorter cooking time. And this does require a little bit of time. Gets you a little bit of smoke in your kitchen. But what this also does with the herbs on the surface of the tofu, you have the oils. All spices, herbs have volatile oils in them. That's where the flavor comes from. By heating them like this, it intensifies the flavor. It also adds a little bit of a roasted taste to the herb itself. So the whole effect is one of increasing and enhancing the flavor. Now I'm going to pull these out. Just set them on a platter. Okay, I don't need, set that aside. Okay, the tofu, this is all you need to do. Okay, now you could, like I said, you could cook it longer. The longer it cooks, the more chewy it becomes. But this is ready. So I set this aside. And then I get my next pan heated up. And this is how we'll make the sauce. Okay? A little bit of oil there. While this is heating, I'm going to make a chili paste. Okay? So, come over here, and I'll show you how to make a chili paste. Okay. These are dried chilies. These are from dried ristras. Okay? And these, what I do is I take these and I soak them in hot water. Okay? Now these peppers, they soften up nicely. These are fairly hot. But I take off the stems. Okay? So I get the stem off of these. Okay? And then I grab my blender, my posterizer. Okay. And I'll put these chilies into the blender. Okay. With these, I'm going to use the seeds. Sometimes you'll want to take the seeds out. A little bit of the juice goes in there, and a clove of garlic. Okay. This really helps add some flavor. Okay, so how do you like that? Okay, so this one I blend this up into a paste. Okay, and you can see the seeds in there and the garlic and everything. What I'm going to do then, add a tiny bit more water. Now I'm going to strain this a little bit to get the seeds out and make a smoother paste. Okay. Hopefully, I'll just put this through a sieve, and this will come through here. But look at the color. I mean, the color on this is just gorgeous, nice and red. And this makes a really, really nice seasoning. This can be a base for sauce for Mexican food. You can add a little onion along with the garlic. You can add cilantro, oregano. Fresh oregano is really nice. You can make a nice sauce for Mexican food or Oriental Thai food. Okay, well I have enough paste here now. Okay, so this will be seasoning, coloring. This will add heat and a nice garlic flavor to the sauce for the tofu. Okay, so now my saute pan's ready.